How to install a 2 or 3 panel Innotech lift and slide door. It is the responsibility of the owner, architect, or builder to select and install products in compliance with all applicable laws, regulations, and building codes. The information provided in this video does not override any local laws, regulations, or building codes. Before installing an Innotech lift and slide door, make sure to read the detailed written installation instructions available at www.innotech-windows.com/resources. If you've received Innotech shop drawings, refer to them for specific installation instructions that may differ from this video. Always follow building and job site safety protocols while handling and installing windows and doors. Innotech lift and slide doors are high-performance doors with unique operating features. A proper installation is necessary to ensure the doors operate and perform as manufactured for many decades. To install an Innotech lift and slide door, you'll need the following tools and materials. This video does not provide instructions on how to apply the sealants, flashings, or barrier membranes required for a code-compliant, weather-sealed, and durable installation. Before installing lift and slide doors, make sure every opening adheres to your project's detailed weather and air barrier strategy. Before you begin installation, it is critical to inspect both the door and the rough opening. Inspect the door prior to installation. Do not install a door that is damaged. If you notice any damage, contact your Innotech product representative or authorized dealer. Next, inspect the rough opening to ensure the opening is square, has a level sill, and has plumb jambs. Doors that are installed in incorrectly framed openings or in openings that are the wrong size can result in ongoing operational issues and premature failure. Ensure the door is the correct size for the opening. Measure the door and cross-reference the measurement to the size of the rough opening. To allow for potential building movement and construction tolerances, lift and slide doors must be installed with a minimum clearance at the header and the jambs. Once you have confirmed that the door is not damaged, the rough opening is properly framed, and the rough opening is the correct size for the door and the clearances, you're ready to install the door. Begin by removing the sash from the lift and slide door. To do this, first install the interior handle. The handle and screws are typically shipped in a box that is attached to the door. From the box, select the correct screws for the lift and slide door system you're installing. For the 76 LS system, use the 2 shorter screws. For the 88 LS system, use the 2 longer screws. On the handle, snap off the faceplate to expose the screw holes. With the handle in the locked position, angle the shaft of the handle to fit into the cylinder. Fasten the bottom screw, turn the handle to the unlocked position, and fasten the top screw. Snap the faceplate back on. Once installed, the interior handle secures the exterior recessed handle. After installing the handle, remove the cover cap at the jamb on the fixed side of the door using a multi-tool. Set the cover cap aside. To fasten the frame to the opening, the top track and the sash must first be removed. Lift and slide doors have a track located on the underside of the head along the full width of each panel. To remove it, with the handle in the unlocked position, slowly slide the sash open and remove the screws along the top track. Once all the screws are removed, turn the handle to the locked position. This lowers the sash and releases it from the top track. With 2 or more people, safely lift the sash out of the frame and place it on padded support blocks. Before installing the door into the rough opening, it is critical to level the sill. Using plastic or composite shims, shim the sill at 6-inch intervals. Do not rush through this step. Once the sill is level from side to side and front to back, tape the shims in place. Carefully center the door into the rough opening, ensuring a minimum 1/2-inch clearance at the jambs. The clearance at the header depends on the width of the door. Once centered, tack the frame to the opening with wooden blocks. Remove the locking points using a power drill with a Phillips No. 2 bit. The locking points are not interchangeable. Label each one to identify its location. Once the locking points are removed and set aside, carefully remove the cover cap at the locking points with a multi-tool. Make note of its orientation. Once the locking points and cover cap are removed, unscrew the remaining top track. Make note of the orientation. Set the screws and top track aside. Before fastening the frame to the opening, the door must be level, plumb, and straight. Use a string line and a laser level to confirm the sill and face of the frame are both level. You may find it helpful to add weight to the sill while checking the level to simulate the weight of the door when completely installed. Once the sill is level, add shims to the side-to-side level to plumb the door. Next, use a 3/8-inch bit to drill out the pre-drilled holes in the UPVC frame at the jambs and head of the door. Gently scrape off any UPVC shavings from the frame. After confirming that the door is level, plumb, and straight, fasten the frame to the opening. Fasten each corner at the jamb using a number 10 by 4-inch countersunk head screw into the pre-drilled holes. Place a lateral support shim at every pre-drilled hole in the jambs. Finish fastening the jambs to the opening by using a number 10 by 4-inch countersunk head screw into the pre-drilled holes. Use a laser level to make sure the face level holds in place while fastening each jamb to the opening. Once the jambs are fastened, check to make sure the door is still level, plumb, and straight. If it is, fasten the head to the opening, then check the level of the door once again. Begin by removing the 4 glazing beads from the fixed panel. Next, place a glazing shim on top of each glazing seat at the corners of the sill. Slightly angle the glazing shims so that they cover the full depth of the glazing cavity. With at least 2 people, use vacuum cups to safely lift and center the IGU into the frame opening. Keep an eye on the glazing shims to ensure they stay in position. Hold the IGU centered in the frame with the vacuum cups while installing the glazing beads. Use a soft rubber glazing mallet to gently hammer the glazing beads at the jambs. Add a translucent silicone along the edge of each corner joint. Finish by inserting the glazing beads at the top and bottom. Position each end of the glazing bead into the mitered corners and gently tap corner to corner until it snaps into place. Repeat for both the top and bottom glazing bead. Wipe off any excess silicone. Once the IGU and the fixed panel is installed, fill the screw holes, including the installation holes, the locking point screw holes, and the top track screw holes, with a translucent silicone. Wipe off any excess silicone. Using a rubber mallet, reinstall the cover cap at the locking joints, ensuring it matches the factory orientation. Then reinstall the locking points. Reinstall the top track on the locking half of the door. When correctly oriented, the screw holes will align with the frame. Make sure to reinstall the locking points and the top track back before the silicone you previously applied dries. The next step is to install the sash into the door. Make sure the door handle is in the locked position. Safely lift the sash and place it on the sill in front of the fixed panel. This is where the sash is when the door is fully opened. Once the sash is centered in the frame, unlock the handle on the sash. This allows you to slide the sash. As you slowly slide the sash closed, fasten the remaining screws in the top track one screw at a time. Once the top track is reinstalled, reinstall the cover cap at the jamb on the fixed side of the door. Slide the sash closed and lock the handle. Place a glazing shim at the sill on the glazing seats. These are located 6 inches on center from either side, which is directly above the wheels of the lift and slide door. Slightly angle the glazing shims so that they cover the full depth of the glazing cavity. Using vacuum cups, safely center the IGU into the sash opening while taking care not to move the glazing shims. Unlike traditional sliding doors, where the wheels or rollers are used to adjust the reveal, lift and slide doors are adjusted with the use of glazing shims. Use glazing shims to keep the sash square and to align the sash with the locking points on the frame. While the sash is closed and locked, carefully insert glazing shims at the jambs and the head of the door with a glazing shovel. The glazing shims at the jamb help to align the sash with the locking points on the frame, and the glazing shims at the head help prevent unintentional drag on the sliding track. Once all the glazing shims are in place, test the door by unlocking it and sliding the sash open and closed. A square sash will move smoothly and the locks will engage when you turn the handle. When the sash is squared and the door easily opens, closes, and locks, apply silicone to the glazing shims to prevent these from moving or falling. Finish installing the IGU by inserting the glazing beads. While holding the IGU in place with the vacuum cups, use a soft rubber glazing mallet to gently hammer the corners of the glazing bead at each jamb. Once the 2 jamb glazing beads are partially installed, test the operation of the sash once again. If the door easily opens, closes, and locks, finish installing the glazing beads at each jamb by gently tapping along the length of the beads until they snap into place. Add a translucent silicone to the corner joints. Finish by inserting the glazing beads at the top and bottom. Position each end of the glazing bead into the mitered corners and gently tap corner to corner until it snaps into place. Repeat for both the top and bottom glazing bead. Wipe off any excess silicone and test the operation of the door. Your Innotech lift and slide door is now installed.